I
Cool.
mean, even recently, and I don't want to say what show or anything like that or what broadcaster, because I've moved out of London and I moved for a number of reasons. Because in London, across the country, only 9% of homes meet any access requirements, and I couldn't privately rent in London because even if I had the money to privately rent, the landlords would not allow me to do adaptations because it's deemed as devaluing the property. So I was in a housing association, only because I was in a housing association was I then allowed to get adaptations done to my home.
Mm.
And I remember, even though I was in a nice location, I sat there and it was a very, very small apartment. I'm a manual chair user, but I started also using a power chair. And I could barely get the power chair, I couldn't turn around in my kitchen in the power chair. It just wasn't fit for purpose. And I sat
Mm.
there one day, and not to sound ungrateful, I was like, is this it? Is this my life? Is this what I shouldn't, my home should, um, you know, liberate me, not confine me. And I felt confined. So I moved back to Lancashire. I had an opportunity to take over a family property, which again is I'm not even going to say very privileged. It's because my dad died when I was 9 that I have this property. We have this property, so it's not exactly a win-win situation. But I have this property, and I've been able to adapt it, and it's bigger and it suits my needs. But it's really interesting. As soon as I moved out of London, some of the shows and things that I worked on then didn't want to cover travel expenses for me. And I was like, well, you don't understand. Like, disabled people do not have the luxury to live where they want. Sometimes they have to move in with parents. Sometimes they have to move into residential care, which might be across the country. But they still want to
Mm.
work. They still want to
Yeah.
work, but you don't have
Yeah.
the budget to cover their travel
Mm-hmm.
or cover the
Mm-hmm.
travel of their support assistant.